Hello and welcome to the workout. You guys, I am so excited. This one is a doozy. This one is a very popular workout. We've got full body strength plus cardio. So today we're gonna be working in what I like to call monster sets or a complex of exercises. We're gonna do 3 exercises put together with no rest in between. Then we will take a short 20 to 30 second rest. Before we do that same complex again, we're gonna do 2 sets of each complex. And if you want to do a harder workout, you could do a 3rd set of the complex. So we're gonna be doing 2 strength exercises with a cardio interval as part of that complex. Now listen, this is a strength workout. I am all about helping you use strength training and intentional nutrition to really transform your body so that you can live a bigger life, so that your body is able to keep up with the life that you love. And that is all about building strength. Your job is to count 12 repetitions of every single exercise, where the last 2 repetitions are a bit challenging. So you've got to find a weight load that challenges you for 12 reps. Let's get it started. We're going to go through a preparatory sequence just to get your body prepared for the workout, and then we will get into our exercises. Let's take a big inhale up. Stretch it up to the sky, exhale it out. Let's do that 2 more times. And when your arms come up, reach high. All the way up, lengthen out your torso. Do that again, and I want you to reach up, lengthen out your torso. Really, really reach to get that transverse abdominis activated, reaching up with short little breaths. I want you to lengthen out your reach from your fingertips to your hips as long as possible, and you're going to feel that transverse abdominis grab and pull in. That's exactly what we're after here. Short breaths, a couple of more seconds, and exhale it out. Let's come into some spinal rotations. You want to activate your glute on the side of the leg that you're turning away from. So really anchor down and squeeze your glute as you're turning away from the leg. Squeeze that glute, squeeze that glute. Let your arms just kind of naturally flow around you. This is so good to just release some stickiness through your torso, your spine, and your hips. It's just gonna start to slowly bring your heart rate up so that you can shift into fat burning metabolism for the workout. Keep your abs drawn in, firing up that transverse abdominis, and just relax those arms. It feels good. And relax. Since we're doing full body today, let's get the legs prepared. Feet together, bend your knees, lowering your center of gravity. Stare at something on the floor directly in front of you and find your balance. Let your balance settle in. Keep your eyes focused on an immovable object, maybe a spot on the floor, something that you can stare at. Keep your standing leg bent and soft, and I want you to look around your floor. It's gonna throw your balance off. That's what we're going here for. By moving your visual gaze, you are going to throw your balance off. And that's what we're trying to do so that you can learn to counterbalance. Now, look up, look down, look all around. Your job is to counterbalance, staying on one leg while you wobble about. And by looking around, it's going to threaten and throw off your balance, and that is how we fire up your functional ability on your right leg. A couple of seconds, and relax. Same thing on the other leg. Feet together, lower your center of gravity. Keep that standing leg bent. Stare at a spot on the floor until you settle into your balance. Some of us are great at balance. You might be challenged by balance. Doesn't matter where you are, you can always get better. Once your balance settles, start to move your gaze, look about your floor, and just gauge, how is your balance today? Are you being thrown off balance more easily today? Keep your gaze narrow. And if this is easy for you, I want you to start to move and look all around. You can even look behind you. The goal is to use your gaze to throw your balance off because when your body is trying to hold balance, it's gonna fire up that leg, improve arch strength, ankle stability, warm up glute medius, get your core firing. It's one of the best exercises you can do every single day. Look around, and relax. Take your feet separated, look down. Feet are truly parallel to each other. Keep your toes parallel. Don't let them migrate open. Bend your knees, hips back, draw in through your abdomen, and let's go side to side, pushing your hips back, somewhat narrow to begin. Reach your hips back. Heavy on your heels, abs drawn in, a little bit of a neutral curvature in your lower back. As it feels better, let's go deeper. Sit way down, reaching across past your toe. You can always move faster or slower than I do in this workout. Your job is to work about 20% harder than where you are today. Where's your fitness level today? Where's your energy today? How does your body feel? I want you to challenge yourself 20% more, and that's it. This is not a kick your butt, high intensity boot camp class. I'm not about that. I personally find it doesn't work for women's bodies. This is about challenging yourself 20% more than where you are every single day. And if you do that and stay consistent, you're gonna see awesome results. Relax, keep your feet separated, and you're just gonna turn to your left. Separate your feet so that there is space from left to right, so that you've got a good base of stability. Arms up over your head, and I just want you to dip down and reach up. Now, I want you to move a little slowly on this first exercise because we're really using it as a preparatory exercise. I know for some people, this might look like the exercise in and of itself, but it's really to open up the hip flexor, fire up the glute on your front leg, get your core firing, and bring some great activation to the glutes, hamstrings, and quads. This is also gonna get us ready for an exercise that appears later in the workout. Some ominous foreshadowing. One more, step forward, step the other leg back, same on the other leg. Give yourself some space between the right and the left so that you're not stacked up too narrowly. Reach up high to the ceiling and just drop it down, dipping the knee down. You don't have to bring the knee all the way to the floor unless that feels productive for you. The point is to let your body weight come down mostly in the middle so that both legs are getting a bit of activation here. You will feel a bit more effort in the front leg. Keep your body weight pressing into the front heel and stay nice and high on the back ball of the foot. Reach up super tall. We got about 4 more here, opening up the hip flexor of the leg that's behind you and really activating the glute of the leg that's in front. Big reach. And one more. From here, I want you to just come down into a bit of a split lunge. Bring your front leg forward just a little tiny bit. Inhale up, turn towards the leg that's in front. It's probably your right leg. Turn, bring the hand to the knee, back hand to the heel, hold for a momentary stretch. Take a deep breath, exhale, activate your core, bring that arm up and over, and just enjoy that stretch. Big lift up, I love this one. Cartwheel the hands back down to the floor in front of you, step forward, step back on the other leg, same thing. Scoot up, turn towards the leg in front. If you're mirroring me, that would be your left leg in front. Back hand to the back heel, take a big inhale, exhale, come into a bigger stretch. Is that not the best stretch ever? This stretch gives me life. I do it every single day. In fact, we're gonna do it one more time on each side. Cartwheel the arms back to the floor, step forward, step back, scoop up, big reach, turn towards the leg in front, hands down, keep yourself lifted. You get the best stretch on the hip flexor. It opens up your hips, it opens up the front of the body, it gives you this great posterior activation, so good for that back foot and arch, and bring that arm up. coming in for just a great opening exercise. Helps to open up the hips, activate the core, and also, this is such a good move to fire and activate the quadratus lumborum back muscle, QL. It's a great muscle that we want to fire up, get going before the workout, because that's generally the muscle that gets irritated during workouts. So if you're prone to having quote unquote back issues during exercise, getting that QL activated and strong and ready for a workout is super smart. This position right here is gonna help you do that. Make sure you're drawing in through your abdomen. If it's uncomfortable on that bottom knee, just place something underneath your knee. Big reach, oh, so good. And exhale, one more activation, step forward. And I want you to come down into a partial squat. Stand, forward bend and stretch. Repeat, squat, forward bend and stretch. Each time we come into the forward bend, here, make it a little deeper. Squat, use your legs to push your hips up. Great activation for the quadriceps here. Great active stretch for the hamstrings here. And again, 3 more. Deepen that forward bend. If this is a little too much, you can bring your hands to your thighs and you can just make this a smaller move. Okay, the whole idea is to come into a bit of a squat and then come into a forward bend. 1 more. And I want you to slowly stand up as soon as you get there. Lift your knees 6 times, keep it moving. Let's get into the workout. 3 exercises I will demonstrate, then we will go. First exercise, get yourself a substantial weight load. Goblet squat, toes turned open, weight is at your chest, sitting down with the hips below the knees, squeeze your glutes at the top. Second exercise, dumbbell upright row. 5 pounds, 8 pounds, maybe even 10 pounds, bringing your elbows up nice and high. Slide your dumbbells straight up your body so they go from thighs to front of shoulder. Third exercise, it's our cardio segment. You've got basic jumping jacks. Now you can do the modified here, full here, or if you need low impact, come to a side step. Faster or slower, whatever works for you. You guys ready? 12 reps each, about 20 seconds on the cardio. Let's go. Grab a challenging weight load for this goblet squat. Goblet squat is designed to challenge your strength. Hold that weight so that it's touching your upper chest. Here we go. Please count your repetitions. I'm not here to count for you. I am here to inspire you, teach you, and guide you. And I need you to make sure you're counting your reps. In particular, because at about 12 reps, the weight load should be challenging. And if it's not, you're not gonna get stronger. It'll feel good, sure, you're picking up some weights, it serves a purpose, but I want you to get stronger and improve your lean muscle mass. In order to do that, the last 2 reps have to be a bit challenging. So please count your 12. 1 more, dumbbell upright row. This is a bigger movement as well. So you probably, depending on your fitness level, 5, 8, 10 pounds. If you're super fit, anything above 10 pounds, 12, 15, 20, maybe even 25 pounds. Now, if you've got healthy shoulders, the top position ends with your elbows above your shoulders. If you've got problematic shoulders, end with your elbows at about the height of your shoulders. Okay, and dumbbells stay a little separated at the top. Okay, I don't want them to be super narrow. It's not overtly wrong. This feels a bit more comfortable when you've got a little bit of space. Dumbbells are ending right in front of your shoulders. 12 reps, and we're gonna go into those jumping jacks, 20 to 30 seconds, based on what feels good for you today. Okay, you ready? Jumping jacks, here we go. You've got options. Low impact, which is really fun, by the way. Okay, modified. And if you're high energy and feel good, let's make it a full jumping jack, okay? You can go faster, you can go slower, whatever works for you. I do want this cardio segment to be challenging. I want it to bring your heart rate up for sure. Nice and big, 20 to 30 seconds, and 5 more seconds. And walk it out. Please keep moving. Grab a drink of water, turn up your music, keep it moving. I don't want you to stop in space. We got 20 to 30 seconds, a little bit of recovery to let the heart rate come down so that when we come back to your goblet squat, you can work harder. A little recovery allows you to work harder. That's the name of the game, okay? So if you can, grab a heavier dumbbell. Again, 12 reps for the last two. Number 11 and number 12 are challenging, or if you really want to build some muscle, go for 10 reps, where reps 9 and 10 are challenging. Round 2, goblet squat. I'm gonna go a little heavier. How about that? I got me some new dumbbells. Very excited about that. Turn the toes open, chest is nice and high, knees are pointed out slightly. Here we go, 12 reps. Squeeze your glutes at the top. Super important to finish the move at the top. A lot of times I see my clients stop a little short, okay? They stop a little short here. You really want to finish, squeeze your glutes, get them under you. Reach your hips back, squeeze those glutes hard. There's going to be a little bit of a turn under on your pelvis at the top here. If you're really squeezing your glutes, your pelvis is going to tuck back just a little tiny bit so that you can fully activate glutes. 12 reps. One more. Dumbbell upright row. Does that not feel awesome? Listen, I know it might be challenging, but that's the whole point of a workout, right? It should be challenging. If you need to move slower, please do. I want you to really focus on being aware of that weight load. You should be like, woo, those 10-pound dumbbells feel heavy today, okay? I want you to be aware of the weight. In fact, your weight should be so challenging that it slows down your movement. If you can, you guys, I have a frog in my throat. Can you hear it? I have to imagine the microphone is picking it up. It keeps like making this noise. I'll take a drink of water at our next break, but did you hear it? I don't know what that is. Oh my goodness. So get ready for those jumping jacks. What I was saying is the weight load should slow you down. If you can whip through these strength exercises, your dumbbell's not challenging enough. Here we go, jumping jacks. Let's go. Modified, or take it full range of motion. And hey, no shame in your game. If you want to keep it low intensity, there is a time and place for low impact, lower intensity. Okay, there is a time and place for this for every single one of us. No shame in that low impact game. Or bring that intensity up and move faster when you're ready. 20 to 30 seconds. If you're going hard and fast, give me 20 seconds. If you're moving a little bit slower or doing low impact, give me 30 seconds. And walk it out. Short little break, 20 to 30 seconds. Now, if you want a harder workout today, you're gonna do a third round of those 3 exercises. I'm gonna move on to the next complex. So we've got 3 new moves. I'll demonstrate, then we'll do the workouts together. Alternating reverse lunge, body weight, or with dumbbells. Second exercise, dumbbell bent over row for those of you guys that have a barbell, grab your barbell because it's the best upper body exercise. And we're gonna do some lateral jumping. Let me show them to you. First exercise, body weight or dumbbells. Reverse lunges, feet together, bend your knees, stepping back, alternating. This is a front leg exercise. So you wanna keep your body weight more towards the front. Your job is not to be perfectly straight up and down. You actually do want a little bit of a forward lean because you want to be keeping the focus and the tension on the front leg. Second exercise, dumbbell bent over row. Today, we're going to do it with feet together, knees bent, shoulder blades back. Bring your dumbbells so that your hands just come right next to your lower ribs. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze right here. Cardio exercise, lateral jumps. Stay low, jumping out side to side. When you begin, start conservatively so you don't trip. If you're on carpet, please be careful. And you definitely need to be wearing athletic shoes for this workout. Reverse lunge. Let's do it. 5s, 8s, 10s, maybe even more dumbbells. And you can certainly do it body weight only. Feet together, bend your knees. Here we go. Front leg, front leg, front leg. Drive your energy and press into the heel in front. This is all about the front heel. You can move faster or slower. You're counting 12 repetitions on each leg. So that's a total of 24 steps here in this set, okay? You don't have to tap the knee to the floor. You don't have to, depending on your leg length, depending on your fitness ability, depending on your mobility. It's a good gauge to just gently feel the floor behind you, but you can stop short. It's okay. Ideally, your hips will end at the level of your front knee, okay? If you're a bit more advanced, your hips end here, slightly below your front knee. That's why I tap down on my back knee, because I want that extra 5 degrees to really fire up my hamstrings. Right there. 24 in total. And if you're holding dumbbells, that gets your heart rate up, right? Okay, bent over row. If you've got a barbell, grab it. If you wanna learn how to do this exercise with perfect technique so that you can strengthen your upper back and get that nice, fit, athletic upper back that you want, join me for Strength Society, September 4th. If you know, you know. Bend your knees, hands at your knee, shoulders back, pull and pause. Pull and pause, right there. Hands are ending right by your shoulders, but I want you to really think about drawing your shoulder blades back so you get a really nice contraction and pinch here with a slight pause. 12 reps, keep your neck in alignment. I don't want you lifting your chin to watch me on the video the whole time. Drop your chin, but you can lift your eyeballs. You can look forward, keeping your chin at a 90-degree angle to your neck. Okay, always, 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 you want your chin to be 90 degrees to your neck every exercise. Maybe a little lifted, maybe a little tucked, but basically always in that position. Lateral jumps, 12 each direction, 24 in total. Stay low, really important. Make it conservative. Make sure that you're lifting up enough that you're not gonna trip yourself on the floor, okay? So I want you to stay close to the floor, but be safe that you don't snag and catch that foot. I do it all the time, everyone does it. I want you to be aware of it, but once you get in your groove, I want you to sit deeper, and I want you to push off that outer leg. Push off that leg and really cover some space. Cover some space. Sit low. Get your butt down. The lower you go, the harder this move. Cover some space, pushing off from that outer leg. You're gonna feel your glutes on fire. 24 in total, 12 each direction. Short break, don't stop moving. Keep it moving. That's because your heart rate's up. Your heart is dependent on the contractions in your legs to push your blood back up. Vascular pressure. Your heart only begins the circulation of your blood. It's actually the tension of your muscles that squeezes that blood flow back up to your heart so that it can also send blood flow and oxygen up to your brain. So whenever your heart rate's high, you don't want to stop moving. You know those videos you see out on internet land where people are sprinting on the treadmill and then they jump off? Not smart. Do some research. Short little break. We're gonna go through these 3 exercises again. Reverse lunge, bent over row, lateral jumps. How did your first 2 strength exercises feel? If you don't say, Holly, that was hard, whoo, those first 2 exercises, whoo, I felt that bent over row. If you can't say that, it's time to get some new dumbbells or graduate to a barbell, my friend. Okay, let's go. Reverse lunges, feet together, bent knee, lower your center of gravity. It's a front leg exercise. 12 reps each leg. Listen, put the dumbbells down and do body weight if you need to. If your balance is challenging, guess what? There are times when I've been out of groove that I do this body weight only, and I have a chair next to me to just stabilize me. There is actually a whole lot of value in stabilizing yourself in a move like this because it allows you to really build great technique. We have to build upon great technique with body weight only before we load it, okay? So if you're learning an exercise like this, you really want to learn technique first, then you add weight and load it. If you load too soon, before you've got your technique down, you're going to reinforce muscular imbalances, you're gonna reinforce your strengths, and you're going to reinforce your weaknesses. So always get your technique down first, body weight, then you load. Bent over row, barbell or dumbbells. Feet together, bend your knees, hands at your knees, slight curvature in your lower back. Neutral, natural curvature in your lower back. You do not want a flat back. Your back is not flat. Your back is shaped like an S. Your job is to find the optimal angles of your sexy spinal S and then lock it in place. So abs are tight, but just because your abs are tight doesn't mean you flatten out your lower back. Your lumbar spine has a curvature. It's called lordosis. Hold it in place. Lateral jumps. Feet together, start nice and low. Lower your body, center of gravity, and let's go. Again, start a bit conservatively, just so your bod gets in the groove here, okay? Making sure safety first, always, okay? I also don't want you jazz handsing it and jumping up high and over. This isn't up high and over. This is staying low. It's a lateral movement. It's not an upward movement. Once you get comfortable, make it a little bigger. Cover some space. Push off from that outside leg. Push off your right, your left, your right, your left. Big push. Reach your hips back. Reach those hips back, sit low, and you will feel your glutes, your hips, your thighs. Oh my. Good. Big jump. Cover some space. 12 each direction, 24 in total. Then we get a short little break. You ready? Walk it out. Grab a sip of water or a hydration beverage. Turn up the music. And don't check your text messages. This is time for your workout. This is your time to forget about the rest of the world and focus on you. It's a great mental escape from life. Short break. Next, complex. Okay, we've got, checking my notes, guys. I see an error in my notes, so I'm calculating. Okay, next little complex of exercise. We've got a double dumbbell, single leg deadlift. Let me show you. Double dumbbell, single leg deadlift. I'm gonna show you from the front and from the side. Find your balance. This is where that first exercise during our prep was powerful. So rotate on the front leg, squeeze the standing leg glute. This exercise is about the standing leg. So if you're mirroring me right now, this exercise is about your right leg. You want to think about your right leg, okay? When we do the exercise, I'll show you from the side. Second exercise, you need a chair, a bench, a stair. Find something quickly that's elevated. We are doing tricep bench dips. Hands are under your butt, directly below your shoulder, directly below your shoulder. If you have wider shoulders, your hands are wider. Okay, feet together. Bend your knees. Straight down, straight up. Straight down, straight up. At the top, lift your chest, extend your arms. Third exercise, it's a doozy. We got skiers. Higher intensity or lower intensity, up to you. Here, we're just switching, okay? If you want low intensity, just step back, okay? Just stepping back right here. And if you want a much higher intensity exercise, you're gonna take big arms and really cover some space. Cool? Grab 2 dumbbells. If you're new to single leg deadlift, you probably are gonna be better with a little bit of weight here, but you can have a chair nearby to steady your balance. So grab 2 dumbbells, even 2 pounds, 3 pounds, 5 pounds, 8 pounds, 10 pounds. Here we go, feet together. Bend your knees, find your balance. Give it a couple of seconds to settle in. Then we're rotating forward, coming up, squeeze the glute. Push your hip back as you come forward, okay? And the reason for that is we want you to be moving from the hip, pushing your hips back so that you keep a little bit of bend in the standing knee. That's really important. If you find it hard to bend your front leg here, you've got a weakness in your hamstring. So your job is to take some time, workshop this exercise with lighter dumbbells or body weight, assisting yourself to practice activating this lower angle with your knee bent. Cool? Other leg. It's a humid day here and I am dripping sweat like I don't think I've ever sweated before. I'm gonna tell you a secret. I splurged and bought myself an infrared sauna. I started using it about 2 weeks ago and my ability to sweat has gotten so much better as a result of it. It's incredible. For any of you that deal with autoimmune issues, arthritis, poor recovery from workouts, poor sleep, I am a huge fan of infrared sauna use. Keep that front knee bent. Dumbbells come together in front of your shin, squeezing your glute at the top. Remember, this exercise is really about your standing leg. It's not about the leg that you're kicking back. A lot of people think that this is a booty kicking exercise. It's not. That back leg is just going there. so that you're able to rotate on the front leg so that you can load your hamstrings and your glute at the bottom there. That bottom position, super important to load glute and hamstring. I could do this all day. I love these so much. They're so good. Okay, tricep dips. Ready? First set, tricep dips. Wider shoulders, wider hands. Narrower shoulders, narrower hands. Nonetheless, your thumbs are under your booty. Feet out together, knees bent. Take your tailbone just off the bench, straight down. Push your chest high. Now, if you're doing full range of motion, just like I'm teaching you here, if 12 reps is easy, please do 15. If 15 reps is easy, please add a dumbbell across your thighs. Big lift on the chest. That all being said, this exercise, if you really work your technique, you don't really need to add weight to it. You don't. It's just really about refining your technique so that you're really getting some big height and some decent depth, okay? Keeping your back close to the bench. 12 reps, we got our little cardio boost. Skiers, low intensity, modified, or high intensity. It's up to you. Start with your feet separated. Opposite hand and leg are forward. Here we go. 20 to 30 seconds. You can go faster or slower. You can go bigger or smaller. Whatever works for you. Try to use each leg equally. Big movement with those arms. Abs in tight. Faster or slower based on what's right for you today. 30 seconds. Walk it out. You earned a little bit of a recovery. Short break, short break. Catch your breath, keep your legs moving. Walk around your space. Change the song you got playing in the background. Take a sip of water and get your mental game strong for the second round. Now, if that first set of single leg deadlift, my favorite exercise, was easy for you, try heavier dumbbells. I love this exercise with a single dumbbell. I love this exercise with dumbbell dumbbells. I am really uncanny. I'm really good at this language combination. So I love this exercise with double dumbbells. I also love this exercise with a barbell or even a viper, okay? So this exercise is just great in all the ways that you do it. Pick your poison, single dumbbell or 2 dumbbells, as I'm gonna demonstrate. Okay, so if the first set was easy, grab a heavier weight load, okay? Start with the same leg that you started on that first set, feet together. Bend your knees, find your balance for a couple of seconds. That just helps you to really get into the exercise a little bit faster, but do make sure you're keeping that standing knee bent. Here we go. 12 reps, squeeze your glute at the top, there. Just like I taught you on that goblet squat, you want to make sure that you finish the move. Because here too, I see a lot of people go like this. And they just kind of stop here. You really always want to be finishing out your movements with like perfect posture, because part of strength training really is about strengthening your body in the optimal position of posture. So in order to do that, you gotta learn the skills to finish off your move with perfect posture. Same on the other leg. You're gonna find one leg does this more easily than the other. Totally normal. My right leg, I pulled a hamstring years ago, 20 years ago. Yeah, about 20 years ago. I pulled a hamstring on my right leg really bad. And ever since, this leg has just really been more unstable. I can get it better. I'm within about 95th percentile, but it's always just a little harder, a little more clunky, a little more awkward on my right leg. So you have to think about that awkward leg a little bit more. You have to put a bit more kind of love and focus in all of the nuances of your technique. So bent knee here, squeeze the glute here, right? You want to try and keep your pelvic bones parallel to the floor as best you can. Some days you'll do better than others, totally normal. Tricep dips. So let's really work technique, okay? Thumbs under your bums, chest is up. If you got wide shoulders like I do, hands can be a bit wider. My hips match my shoulder distance, so I can pretty much just put my hands right under my hips. Feet together next to each other. Bend your knees just off the bench, straight down, straight up. A common mistake, oh, it drives me crazy, is people do this, right? And then some people move their hips back and forward. You want bent knees and you want to go straight down and straight up. And the reason for that is this tricep exercise. And your triceps are having to work around the hinge of your elbow. So we want to kind of keep the elbow in place so that the triceps have to press here around that hinge. Strength training is all about physics, okay? It's all about working your joints around gravity. And gravity matters. And so where you place your anchor points, your hands or heels, matters. Skiers, you ready? Feet separated, separating those hands. And let's go. Now remember, you can do this low intensity if that feels better. You can also do low intensity with bigger arms. You can also do low intensity super fast. Please know all of these are great modifications. Whatever is right for your 20% today. Remember, I talked about that at the beginning. What's your 20% today? Get that heart rate up. 30 seconds. Use your breath. Breath is your fuel. Walk it out. So there is strategy in using your breath to fuel activity. Because if you can really get rhythmic with the breathing, it really helps on a chemical level for the body to basically recycle during movement so that you've got the proper energy pathways for the exercise. And breath can really help that. It's a technique in and of its own. We'll save that for a later date. Okay, next complex of exercises, and this is our fourth, yes, and final complex of exercises, okay? 3 more moves, 2 rounds each, unless you want to challenge yourself a bit more. Okay, first up, I love this one. If you've been with me before, you know I love this one. This move is so good for so many things: core, hip, booty, hamstrings, foot stability, ankle stability, knees. Modified Cossack squat. This is modified because not too many people can do a proper Cossack squat, okay? Let's be real. So we're gonna do modified. Toes are turned out 45 degrees, okay? Quite wide. You're gonna bend your knees, you're gonna push your hips back, and you're gonna lift one toe. You gotta find that perfect depth for you, and then we sit and swap sides, okay? Now, you can do this body weight only if you want. And you can add a dumbbell at your chest like a goblet squat. Just make sure booty's back, you're on your heels, and you just swap sides. Alternating supinated dumbbell curl. So shoulders back, palms forward, swap and swap. So both arms are moving at the same time, alternating simultaneously. 5, 8, 10 pounds, maybe 12. And our last cardio interval is one of the biggest of all. Feet directly under your hips. You are going to partial squat, jump squats, jump squats. Make sure you're giving me a proper land before you come back up. It's not like a bunny rabbit hop. I want a proper land, proper explosiveness on the upward swing. Okay, modified Cossack. Pick your poison, body weight or loaded, up to you. If you're gonna load it, hold it at your chest, keeping it in contact with your chest, okay? Pretty wide feet, toes at 45 degrees, hips back, knees bent. Come down to start on one side, here we go. You've got 12 on each side, or 24 in total. Keep your chest up. It's hard, but I want you to really focus on keeping your chest up as much as you can, okay? You can go slower. You can do body weight only. If you're really having a hard time staying upright, I want you to lower your weight load or focus on body weight only, okay? Toes are up. Find your edge where it is challenging, but that you are able to do it. And oh, by the way, just like I perfectly demonstrated, you might lose your balance. I did that on purpose. Wink, wink. So it is normal to lose your balance on that exercise. If you're really staying on your heels, it's bound to happen. Otherwise, you're not finding your edge. Okay, dumbbells, alternating, supinated, bicep curls. Supinated just means palms stay forward, shoulders back, alternating simultaneously. 1, 2 for 12, 3 for 12, okay? So you're getting 24 on each arm. 6, so we're halfway, right? Keep those shoulders back. The heavier your weight, the slower you're gonna move. It's gonna slow you down, and it really should. If you're really using challenging weights, you should have to be deliberate with that. You shouldn't be able to just be like bopping around with it, because that tells us your weight load's not challenging enough to really stimulate strength changes at 12 reps. All right, squat jumps. We ready? Squat jumps. Feet hip distance apart. Lower your center of gravity. Here we go. Recover. I want you to really focus on getting some major height. Big jump. Big jump. Really explosive. You're gonna do about 15 to 20. That's gonna take it 20 to 30 seconds and walk it out, okay? Each jump is about a second. So 15 to 20 jumps at that pace will take you to 20, 30 seconds. You can move faster. If you wanna hit those really high intensity, you can. Just promise me that you are really landing, because that bottom position is what we call the recoil. It's where you're generating the power to jump. And so you need a moment for that energy to recoil, to build up and to get ready so you can jump again, okay? Not that there's anything wrong with, like, you know, bunny jumping. It's just very different than this technically plyometric exercise. Short break, and we got a second round. So I'm gonna challenge you. If you're doing those modified Cossack squats perfectly, I challenge you. grab a heavier dumbbell. Because I want you to lose your balance. I am joking, I lost my balance on accident, but I do want that to happen for real. So it's like, I was using 8-pound dumbbell. I use a 10-pound dumbbell now, which is moderate for me, but it should be right on that edge where like you kind of lose your, you really want to be thinking about the exercise. You got to be working to get through the exercise with good technique. That's when you know your weight load is going to really take you to a better place. That's what this is about. Listen, strength training will change your life. It's gonna help you build the body that you need so that you can live the bigger life that you love. And you gotta challenge yourself here so you can be better there. Cool? Deal? All right, let's get into position. Challenge yourself. And listen, you might be challenged at body weight only. That's cool. The point is to find your edge, wherever that is for you. Toes open, knees bent, booty back. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna slow down a bit because I got a heavier weight load. And I wanna try not to lose my balance. But I will tell you, the slower you do this, the more challenging it is. And you're also really gonna hit that perfect technique. But I want you to really try to keep your chest upright as much as you can, okay? Technically, I could have my chest upright more, and this is a challenging exercise, like a barbell back squat. I feel like we will all be forever perfecting our technique. Just do your best. You really should feel it a lot on your butt cheeks, like very concentrated onto your glutes. Like I almost don't feel this at all in my thighs. This is all right in the glutes when you get that perfect technique. Alternating, supinated, dumbbell, curl. Same thing here. This weight load should slow you down, okay? This weight load should really slow you down, okay? Shoulders back, palms forward, lock those shoulders back, and swap. Find that weight load. Find that weight load where you're like, ooh, I gotta think about this. You shouldn't be able to think about your to-do list. You should be like, holy cow, Holly, this is work, okay? Yeah, shoulder blades towards each other. Listen, you're gonna get a cardiovascular effect from all of my workouts. And this workout does have a cardio element very intentionally in it. That all being said, this is not a high intensity interval boot camp workout intended to get you into a high heart rate. That's not what my workouts are about. My workouts are about what's called intra-set intensity. Your intensity should be on the last few reps of every exercise. That's where the intensity is. And then you give yourself a little bit of recovery before you go in for more intensity. So with that, let's do some squat jumps, okay? Toes are open slightly, lower your center of gravity, building up that energy. 20 to 30 seconds, or 20-ish jumps, depending on your speed. Super high. Now listen, if you're newer to this, it doesn't have to be super high. You can even just do little jumps. The whole point is to get off the ground. Listen up. This is one of the best bone density, bone building exercises you can do. This workout specifically is brilliant for bone density because it combines strength training with impact. Not just weight bearing, but impact. Impact from gentle jumping exercises is a great way to stimulate bone growth, all the bones, but specifically your pelvis. Short recovery, that was 2 sets. If you want to go for a third and challenge yourself a bit more, please do. We're gonna take a little bit of a cool down here, walk it out for about 5 more seconds, and then I'm just gonna take you through a little bit of a proper cool down. I just don't want you to stop right at the end when your heart rate's up. Please take at least 2 to 3 minutes to let your heart rate come down a little before you jet out to your day, okay? So we want the heart rate, we wanna help our body recover. And if you go from squat jumps to on your phone and making dinner, lunch, or breakfast or whatever, it's just too stressful of a transition. We want it to be nice and easy. We want to facilitate your heart rate recovering back to your normal daily heart rate. So let's go for some spinal twists because they feel extra good after that workout, right? Really squeeze your glute, because if you do this right and you fully let your arms swing around your body, ooh, you will feel the best decompression on the lower part of your spine. Now, I do want you to keep your abs braced inward using that transverse abdominis activation that we did at the beginning. We'll do it again at the end here, okay? But if you keep that TVA action, transverse abdominis action, through that spinal twist, it feels so good. So let's practice a few. Arms up over your head, you're relaxed. On go, go. I want you, keep breathing. I want you to reach, reach, reach. Lengthen the distance from your fingertips to your toes and your ankles as long as you possibly can, specifically through your torso. Relax it out, come into that spinal twist again, okay? So on this exercise, what you're trying to do is really lengthen your torso as much as you can, and when you do that, transverse abdominis activates inward. It's the basis for diaphragm vacuuming that you see is popular these days. This is the same exact thing. We're just not conscientiously diaphragmatic vacuuming, which I'm a huge fan of, okay? But that's a whole video in and of itself. This is the same activation. Feet under your hips, you're relaxed, and let's go. Reach, okay? So feel it. You're gonna feel your tummy draw inward, grab inward, contract inward. That's transverse abdominis. And we want that puppy strong. Reach, 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 reach. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And relax it out. Take a big inhale up. Exhale it out. One more like that. Exhale, bring your hands back behind you. Interlock your fingers. Extend your hands back. Draw your shoulder blades back. Draw your shoulder blades towards each other, letting your chest come forward. Shoulder blades and upper back contracting. Opening up the front of the shoulders. So good. We've got one more stretch for you. This next stretch is something that I so encourage you to practice every single day. As a woman, we have a tendency to get very tight quadriceps. That's why a lot of women get quad dominancy, hip and knee problems. Feet together, use something for stability or balance if you need to. All cool, bend your knees. Grab your foot or your pant leg or the heel of your shoe, or grab a belt. Tuck your pelvis under, pull your knee back. Keep your pelvis tucked under when you pull the knee back. When you look down, your bent knee should be next to or behind your standing knee, and your pelvis should be tucked under. That, yes, that is a quad stretch. Please hold that quad stretch, breathe into it, breathe into it. Heidi, if I'm having any technology issues, let me know, okay? I think I just fixed that. And relax. Switch sides, same thing on the other side. Feet together, bend your knees. Find something for balance if you need to. And here we go. So tuck your pelvis under, okay? Tuck the pelvis under, then pull the knee back. Okay, okay, cool. Yep. So hold from here and tuck the pelvis under. Squeeze your glute. When you look down, you should be able to see that your bent knee is behind your standing knee, okay? Hold and breathe, really lengthen that out. If you practice this stretch every single day, your lower body is gonna feel very different, and you're gonna see a big change in any of the aches and pains that you may be experiencing. Knees, hips, back, even shoulders and neck. So practice it every day. Thank you so much for joining me today. That was awesome. If you wanna join us for a live workout, visit me at hollyperkins.com/free workout, and you can join us live, just like all my friends that are here with me today. But until then, I'll see you next time. Have an awesome day.